Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, to my Surinamese friends. Goedemorgen, goedemiddag, goedenavond. Hoe gaat het? Now, I don't know about you, but I am always happy doing what I'm doing, and you have all right to be happy too. You know why? Because mathematics is fun. It's the easiest subject in school. It's the best subject in school. Don't skip this video as yet because I would like you to repeat after me. Mathematics is fun. It's there for everyone. The more you know, your brain will grow. Mathematics is fun. Good. Welcome to part 2 of my tutorial videos on the laws of indices. If you haven't yet viewed part 1, dive down into the description and click that link to get part 1 of the tutorial video. Now, today we will explore 3 more rules when working with power. And with me, I have Vladimir. For those of you who looked at part 1 of the video on the laws of indices, Vladimir, introduce yourself.
Hey, hello, this is Vladimir and I'm with my teacher.
Good. Now, we will explore this rule. And as in part 1, we did this rule where the bases are the same, we subtract their powers. So we will do just that in order to arrive at the rule that we are about to do. So we see that this base and this base, they are the same. We see they are the same. This is what we will do. We keep the base, and what we do with the powers? Yes, we subtract their powers. So we simply write 3 minus 3. And this will result in x to the 0 power. So what we will do with this expression that we have here? We simply simplify it. X to the 3rd power into itself 1, this into this 1. So 1 over 1 will give us 1. So what we're seeing here, the same expressions on both sides here, x to the 0 equal to 1. And I know that you've been taught anything to the 0 power equal to 1, but ask yourself, why is it equal to 1? This channel we will explore everything in detail, the how and the why in mathematics, because this subject is the easiest subject. And with knowledge comes appreciation. When you understand why something is something, you will get to love it even more. So here we can see this rule, anything raised to the 0 power is equal to 1, based on what we did down here. Good. So let me take this off. Is mathematics fun? Yes, it's fun. School will soon be reopened wherever you are, whether you're in Canada, the UK, across the Caribbean. When you see a friend, just shout out to him or her. Mathematics is fun, and I have no apology. Just do your best because this subject is really fun. Alright, let us continue. Suppose we have, and we will do this, we'll work an actual question. Suppose we have 10x the 4th power y to the 3rd power divided by 2x the 2nd power y to the 3rd power. Right, what we do here, if you haven't yet viewed part 1 of the tutorial video on the laws of indices, please do so. Now 10 divided by 2 will give us 5. What we do, we see that, hey, this base and this base, they are the same. When the bases are the same, we simply subtract the powers. Even if the greater number is at the bottom, it is always top, subtract bottom. Alright, so we retain our base. We keep our base. And we subtract their powers. So we have 4 subtract 2. What else we do next? We see that this base and this base, they are the same. So we just grab it, keep the y, and we subtract their powers. So we have 3 minus 3. Now we would have just found out that anything to the 0 power equal to 1, and we will apply that in an actual question. Alright, so we have 5x. 4 minus 2 will give us 2. And y, 3 minus 3 will give us 0. But this is not complete as yet. Because why? We know that anything raised to the 0 power equal to 1. Right? Now we just proved that. So this is what we will write. 5x to the second power. But since we know that y to the 0 is equal to 1, then we just ignore that. Y to the 0 is 1. And it doesn't change anything if we do not write it. So that is our answer. 5x to the second power. Boom bang! So let us move on. Let me recap. Any base raised to the power 0 will result in 1. That's the next rule. Suppose we have y to the 5th power divided by y to the 7th power. What we do at this point in time, students choose the greater number. But the greater number is at the bottom. And remember we said it's always the top subtract the bottom. So don't be tempted to say the bottom subtract the top. Remember we have to have order. This subject is about order. The world that we live, we are governed by rules because people will drive anyway, say anything, any place, anyhow, and we will have no respect for each other. So we have rules to govern what we do. Alright, so here we have y, because we recognize that this base and this base, they're the same. So we keep the base and then we subtract their powers. Top, subtract, bottom. So, what we have now? Y 5 minus 7 is the opposite of 7 minus 5. So 7, at this point in time, students get confused. 7 minus 5 will give you 2. 5 minus 7 is the opposite of a positive 2, which will give us a negative 2. So we write minus 2.
Hey, but teacher, I do not like negative powers.
Yes, Vladimir, that is true. We don't like negative things. So, how do we get rid of y? How do we get rid of this negative power here? Minus 2. Now I will show you a next rule. Before we speak of baptism, do not skip this video because the subject is fun, and just continue looking at what I'm about to do. Alright, so we will baptize that negative power. How do we baptize a negative power? Alright, just continue looking at this video. Alright, so y to the 5th power is the same as y multiplied by itself 5 times. So y by y by y by y. Vladimir, help me.
By y.
Good. Alright. So we divide this by y to the 7th power. Y by y by y multiply by y multiply by y multiply by y. How many y's we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're short of 1, so we write the other one. Boom! Alright, so let us cancel. Canceling is fun. So here we cancel. Bing, bing, boom, boom, bing, bing, boom, 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 boom.
Hey, but teacher, we have a problem. We have two y's at the bottom.
Yes, we have 2 y's at the bottom. Y multiplied by y. So how do we write this? Now, listen to this one, listen to this one. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. We're getting to the rule. Continue looking. Boom. So, now remember, I'm not just telling you this rule is this. I'm showing you why it is so. And when you're to be successful in this subject, always be inquisitive. Ask yourself, why is this so? Why is the area of triangle half base by height and not something else? Why is the area of a rectangle length by width? Always ask yourself why and how, and you will be successful in this subject. Alright, good. So 1 multiplied by 1 multiplied by 1 multiplied by 1 multiplied by 1 will give us 1. What do we have at the bottom here? 1 by 1 by 1 by 1 by 1. Y multiplied by y. Remember, part 1 of the tutorial video on the Laws of Indices, we said y multiplied by y. The bases are the same. We simply add their powers. 1 plus 1, 2. So, let me go that again. Probably that was a bit too fast. Y multiplied by y will give us y to the second power. Good. So y to the second power. Y, and I write my power 2. Again, look, when I'm doing what I'm doing, I am so happy. Look, let us understand this subject. Think outside of the box. No restrictions. Just do whatever you love to do. If you love to practice this subject with the earpiece on, listening to whatever you love, you just go up in the mango tree, do whatever you love to do, and you'll appreciate what you're doing while you're doing what you love. Yes. Good. So here we have y to the minus 2, and on this side we have 1 divided by y to the second power. Now what does this mean? Left side is equal to right side. Y to the minus 2 is equal to 1 over y to the second power, and this brings us to a next rule. Whenever we have a negative power, as in this case, y to the minus 2 is equal to 1 over y to the second power, and this is what we call the reciprocal. Y to the minus 2 is equal to reciprocal 1 over y to the second power. Now, take this off so that we found this rule. Let's do 2 quick examples. I did this in order to show you why this is. You better appreciate the rules that govern how we work with powers. Alright, suppose I have x the negative 3 power. I want to baptize that power. I don't want to see a negative power. What we do? Baptize this. And we baptize this by simply writing its reciprocal. 1 over x to the positive 3. Now this has been saved, has been baptized. So we do not see a negative power anymore. Go and sin no more. So we end up with a positive power. Now look again. Suppose I have y the negative 5. I want to have a positive 5. What we do? Yes, baptize negative 5. So this is what we do. 1 over y to the fifth power. Very, 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 very easy. Let us explore next rule. Right, repeat after me again. Mathematics is fun. It's there for everyone. The more you know, your brain will grow. Mathematics is fun. Alright, good. So our third rule, suppose I have a to the c over d. I can write this as I have my root. Here is my a. Now do this in order to help students to understand this and to remember this very much easier. So here we have c over d. The d that is closer to the a, he has been there all the time. So we send him outside. Boom. The d goes outside. The c is farther away from a. Bring him closer. So c be written here. This is our next rule.
Hey, but teacher, do a next example.
Okay, good. So here we have y the 2 third. I want to write this form. How do I write this? How do I express this form that we have here? So we have our root. Our base here is y. We do it as 3. Yes, this 3 be sent outside. The 2 now take its place. Very, very, very easy. Suppose we look at it in the reverse way, right? Suppose I give you y square cube root of y square. I want you to express this fractional power. How we do that? So, write our base y. Number 3 outside, so lonely. Has to be promoted. It's been taking the cold and all of that. So this 3 will be sent inside. Take the place of the 2. Write the 3 here. This 2 will be promoted. Everybody wants to be promoted. The 2 will be elevated. Boom. Is it? Very, 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 very easy. Guess what? I will take this off. One more example to make this so clear. In time part 3 of the tutorial video on the laws of indices, we will work a combination of questions that involves the rules. Multiplying expressions where the bases are the same, dividing expressions that are the same. What we do with the powers, we spoke of power rule, and any base raised to the power 0 equal to 1 and so on. So we will work a combination of questions. As I have 1/6. Here we have 2/5. How we write this? Root A 6 side 1 take the place of the 6. Remember, we don't write the 1, but it is there. We write V power 5th. Do the 5. Correct. Outside. And we write our little 2 there. Very, very easy. So, until part 3 of the tutorial video on the laws of indices, continue practicing, because even the great Usain Bolt, the best athlete, still have to be practicing, still have to be training, because guess what? Everybody had their eyes on him and they wanted to beat him, so he had to be on top of his game. So in order to be on top of your game in this subject, in order to succeed, in order to get that grade 1, that distinction, you have to work to get there, and you have to work to remain there. So be sure to subscribe and to give this video a thumbs up. So long. Thank you for watching. Boom bang!